so we call it FADO, Portuguese roots.
Well, we are here in Cristo REi, or King Christ. We're going up now. It's quite windy.
This is the entrance for this monument built in 1950.
Ooh, free Wi-Fi. So there is loads of places to park.
And it's all free parking.
So windy.
Cristo REi dates from the 1950s, completed in 1959. The construction is a tribute for Portugal avoiding the horrors of the World War II. Many similarities with the Christ Redemptor statue in Rio because it was inspired on it, and you can see the gardens with the lovely statues around it. Many a reference to sacred art. From this place you have amazing panoramic views over Lisbon and the Golden Suspension Bridge. Well, to correct, it's not the Golden Suspension Bridge. This is the 25 April Bridge. No compares with San Francisco Bridge, Golden Bridge, okay? They look alike, and they are alike because they were built by the same company. This is why the same color and shape.
The Cristo REi, just behind. Pretty cool place to be. Brazil, you're not the only one having the Christ.
So the statue is 82 meters high, and the statue itself is 28 meters. That gives you a nice perspective. Don't forget, this is a religious place, and each of these stations with a view, you can see famous phrases of the Bible. Now, going inside of the building, it says there, I am the door, in Portuguese. You can see the interior. You can visit for free the chapel, as in front of you. And they have very nice paintings next to it. Just have a look of it. To buy a ticket, you just need to buy in a machine, bring some change. It's easy, it cost me €5. I think now it costs 6. Catch the lift to go to the top.
So the ticket costs €5 to go to the top. It's not that bad. There is the elevator, but it's 1 year. You need to go a few steps up. It doesn't look like it's that bad, but you can see them. And they get really curly.
Before the top, there is a small chapel. There is a store before you arrive. And this is the last stairs.
Other there, and we get to the top. We've seen the view of the top now. Quite impressive, right? You can see, right?
And we got some pictures done on the top of the statue. We got some examples.
We are in the top of the Cristo REi, as you see, and the view is pretty amazing. You can see most of the things, and you can always take a picture like this, so it's pretty amazing. Well, let's carry on research and investigation. Bye bye.
Wait a moment, it's not finished. We're going to Belem now.
That's where we are. I'm being watched. We are to that end there.
And now I live in Cristo REi, and we're gonna cross the bridge. Across it in this case I went by car, and we're going to Belem. Torre de Belem, exactly in there. Some parking this in your right. See that in there? That's Cristo REi. We just came from there. And this side we got...
That's Belem Tower.
And this is a metal replica of the first plane crossing the South Atlantic that take off near the Tower of Belem.
This was
The São Vicente Tower, known as Belem Tower, because it had an important role in the marine discoveries of Portugal. It was a point of defense of the river Tejo entrance. The Tower of Belem is one of the architecture jewels most people like to visit during the sunset. The white colors of the tower make it a nice contrast with a nice interior long lines. People do complain because 6 euros is quite small and have very small rooms and quite empty, but in positive you got close to other monuments and landscapes. It's a nice view surrounding area, and you can always visit more times.
So you can see the building just behind me. I'm not going to visit inside. I've been there when I was little.
So I'm gonna use my time to visit other things, including next to it the memorial of the soldiers that fight in the ultramar war from Portugal. This striking war memorial dedicated to soldiers of Portugal that died during the overseas wars of 1961 and 1974, known as the Ultramar War. This monument has got the name of all the soldiers that died, 9,000 and above. The name is engraved in 180 bronze plates that surround the central memorial, as you can see in here. It's quite daunting. It does have his own chapel, as you can see in here. You can see in the middle there is an internal flame that burns in memory of the soldier, significant the last memory of the dead soldiers, while their names are in the sides, in the memory of all the soldiers that died in service of Portugal. That's what's written in there. It's quite a beautiful place. You got the War Museum next to it, you can visit. And you always got the army guards around it. Exchange of the guards sometimes. And it's quite beautiful because of the lake and the epic sunlight that goes around. Normally it's the last place people visit Belem go to see, but don't lose it. It's quite interesting, and it's just to remember war doesn't bring any winners, only losers. And to all those families that lost someone in that war, it's a sad moment in history, and it's a sad moment for the world. Walking from the Tower of Belem, just a few steps, and you arrive to the Discovery Monument. See the lovely view you got from there. And now the Monument of Discovery celebrates the Portuguese age of exploration.
What the hell is that? I have no idea.
Between the 15th and 16th centuries. It's in the form of a boat shape, and it got 33 individuals on both sides, including mostly navigators, missionaries, painters, maths, and writers. In the front you can see Prince Henry. The monument was erected in his honor 500 years since he passed away.
He did have like a good golden times with these discoveries.
And you can always enjoy the river and the live music that's always around.
Just finished the visit. The other side of the road there is the Jeronimo. We need to cross the road but go down. So we are on the other side.
This monastery is free to visit on Sunday morning.
So to visit the monastery you have to pay around 10 euros, but if you want the National Archaeology Museum you pay 12. So quite a bargain. I'm not going to see it at the moment. We're going to have a look in the church.
It's a former monastery of the Order of St. Jerome near the Tagus River in Belem. Construction of the monastery and church began on the 1501 and was completed 100 years later. Started by Manuel I, is his last place of rest on this church. Particular style with many references to the sea is known as Manueline style. In 1983, UNESCO made this place as a World Heritage Site, and the monks of this place invented the Pastel de NAta.
We just visited the church. It's really beautiful inside. It's for free. And this is one of the emblematic doors. Really pretty. So we're going to Pastel de NAta now because I'm really hungry at the moment.
And it's just a 5-minute walk to the Pastel.
And that's the Pastel de Belem factory.
Pastéis de Belém. They were created before the 18th century by the Catholic monks on the monastery of Jeronimo just next door.
So we are here in custard tart. There is two services. You got the takeaway service and you got the table service. Of course, we're going to the table one.
This place started as a sugar refinery, and in 1820 the monks started selling pastéis de nata in this place, and after the monastery was closed in 1934, the recipe was sold to the sugar refinery. The owners opened the Fábrica de Pastéis de Nata, that the descendants owns the business to this day. And you can even see
so here is the production of the
pastéis de nata. So through this window you can see how it's made before it gets to your table. The place is quite large and have many rooms. This is one of the rooms. For example, there is but having attention, their specialty is pastéis de nata, so people do say the other things don't, well, they are not that good.
We are here for the pastel de Belem. No, it's just the waiting. So this is cinnamon for who likes to eat it, and this is sugar. You always eat with those.
Personally, I always put cinnamon. So this is the moment they melt in your mouth.
And that's all.
And they are quite cheap.
And I have one thing to tell you. There's other places with good pastries like this one. It's just this one is located here, but main issues, the queues for getting there, very long waiting, and sometimes the service is not that good because people are irritated, it's really busy. So my advice, go in the morning because that's the best thing you can do at the moment.
And just see some exclusive items
Soup Labrador
in McDonald's.
with one soup. We got soup in here.
Need some soup.